how you decided to transition to plant app. What were you doing before that made you, oh, low code is the way to go?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've been. I mean, obviously, as you know, we're on a Drupal 7 based system right now, our current portal. And at the time, I was faced with, should I just continue or should I look towards a .NET solution? And I was working with a senior technical officer at the time. And based on the numbers that was presented to me, I started to research .NET solutions, and I approached it from the point of I need something that a small team could handle because the Drupal was very, very complex. And in my opinion, in Bermuda, there are no enterprise class Drupal developers. So we, in effect, are an island that's highly dependent on our vendor. So I found DNN and I was testing it with my partner in crime, the senior engineer. And we looked at several other things. And so we decided that, and again, what was also driving it was we needed something with a very good WYSIWYG form builder. Now, we found DNN and then we found live forms. And so that got DNN in the door. And little did we know, COVID hit like a month and a half, not even less than 2 months after my team started working with DNN. So the first phase was we were building forms using live forms. And I saw very quickly that the way they stored data into the back end was not a traditional SQL table. And so I was already researching development tools, like Xmod and other things and traditional, code-based tools. And again, my criteria was what is something that a small team could handle without alienating any part of my teams, because I had varying skill levels. So I didn't want something which Xmod started to be that was so complex with a huge learning curve. And we just didn't have that time. I have a very large team of 2 primary developers and a third developer who's transitioned into front end interactive. And one person that's seconded to us. That's my team. Mm-hmm. So I had no redundancy. Requests were coming at us for back-end systems, and to create a back-end system, a CRUD base with, where we can update and all of that stuff by the clients was very expensive because live forms is very involved to create an administrative backend. So I was tracking your system. It was called App Builder when I first saw it. So I was tracking it for a good 8 months before I started reaching out to you. Nice. And of course, you had rebranded to Plantain App. So I was kind of like, what the hell is this? And so I was watching a lot of your YouTube videos, like your coding sessions. So I was watching a lot of those. And then at some point, I think I started reaching out to you, and you did some sessions, and Patrick's been absolutely brilliant working with us. And so eventually we took the plunge, and I don't know if we're like the only ones who are building things while we're training, because we were under such pressure that, I remember Shante was building something that a third-party vendor kind of fell down on because they were having problems with internally. So she built something which is going to be a significant solution for us while being trained learning Plantain App. And Travis was the same. We were building and learning at the same time, and we haven't slowed down since. So it's been phenomenal